This is a great line that drew me like a magnet tonight. Impossible is not a fact; it's an opinion. Boy, is that true. I'm inspired by stories of inspiration, achievement. I was watching. Is it Mr. Carter, the basketball movie?
Coach Carter.
Coach Carter.
Coach Carter.
Which even Samuel Jackson can't save some of the moments in that movie. But I don't know why it makes me tear up when I see someone change someone's life for the better. There's that scene, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. He keeps asking this one fuck up, poor kid, what are you afraid of, Mr. Ruiz, or whatever you know? What are you afraid of? And finally he stands up and recites that wonderful speech that's attributed to Nelson Mandela about we're afraid of being great. Mm-hmm. We're afraid of our own greatness, and we put it under a bushel instead of letting our light shine as a beacon to others. And a lot of it is because there's so many people in the world that says, you know, you'll never, or if you're not, or you're too. The true mark of the second rater is that he decries the achievements of another. And I'm guilty of that. I mean, it's almost a thing we have to fight. Because I've said it and I've been proven wrong so many times, it's actually hilarious. I mean, we've all seen that guy that attains that incredible woman, and how many times he was told, don't even bother. Don't try, you'll never. Oh yeah? Watch. And every time I get that in my mind, I'm proven wrong, and I've done it over and over myself. But it's something to keep in mind, because everybody in this room is trying to achieve something. We're going for our passion and our stars and our glory. But there's always going to be those around you that they're going to tell you, you're just two. Okay. Get hard right into real estate. We're doing all this other stuff, but I hear this over and over again. There's no way that you're going to accomplish this without that. Really? Okay. And they believe it, and that limits them. You argue for your limitations; they are yours. Why do we do that? Why do we say, I can't, or it's not my fault, or I was talking to a friend today, and she's trying to correct a situation that basically she created when she was younger and a little more foolish and got herself in trouble, and she says, it's not my fault. And I went, whoa, stop. I said, look at me. I said, it is your fault. You created this problem. That's not a bad thing.
Huh?
No, you did it. Until you acknowledge your responsibility and the fact that you created the problem, you have no chance of fixing it. And I told her, I said, what you do is you call the people up and you say, hey, I screwed this up and I want to correct the mistake right now. She said, oh yeah, I can just, I said, don't do that. You'll be amazed what happened. When I was first into acting, I didn't know how to use a credit card. I got myself in a little trouble. Been there, done that? Yeah, some of you. And I decided, I don't know how to do this any other way. I called them up. I had 3 credit cards. And they were just every month, and I was going, ah! Then I tried to rent a video. Back in the days, they had videos. And you ever tried to rent a video without a credit card? Try that sometime. That's really interesting. So, in order to solve that problem, there was a sign on some pole in Marina Del Rey, credit card trouble, we can get you a credit card. And I called this North Dakota bank, and basically that you deposited $300 in the bank and they give you a credit card with $300 on it. So I could get my video. And then I figured I better solve this credit problem, right? So I called the credit card companies up, and I was honest. I said, I fucked this up. I said, I want to pay you back now though, but you got to stop the meter running because I'm not going to use the card anymore. And and I want to, I'll pay you back X number of dollars a month, I'll commit to it, and blah, 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 blah. And two of them said, oh, okay, that's fine. And they stopped the meter running, and I paid them $50 on one and $100 on the other for 102 years, and cleaned that sucker up and got my credit back. My credit score today is 832. It's pretty good. The other one said no, and I said, you don't understand. I'm not asking for your permission. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to pay you. You do whatever. You want to try to crack my credit even more, you want to pile on, you want to do, but this is what I'm paying you. This figure is what I'm paying you. And I'm going to pay it up till then, and after that, I'm square, the rest is on you. Well, they didn't like that. But you know what happened? They never contacted me after I paid them the balance that I told them I was going to pay. So you don't want to limit and say it's impossible either. You don't want to do it because people will react in different ways. I'm rereading Les Miserables. Have you all seen that play or read it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Random acts of kindness, senseless acts of love. That play keeps resonating with me over and over and over again, and it alternately makes me ashamed of myself for the things that I've done to not necessarily take advantage of, but pile on somebody who's basically having a bad life, and alternatively, well, I'll be able to say that word someday, inspire me to be a better man. For those of you that don't know, the opening of the story is Jean Valjean is released from prison after 19 years for stealing a loaf of bread. And there was more stuff piled on because he tried to escape 6 times, because this wasn't just regular jail. This was hard time in a galley, rowing ships, sleeping on a plank, being without food, just horrible shit that would be illegal today. But he survived 19 years. But he has a yellow card that says, I'm a prisoner. And now he's out and he's paid his debt to society, but he is ridiculed and derided, and nobody will put him up at an inn even though he saved $102 over 19 years and can pay for it. Nobody will give him a meal. Nobody will give him the time of day. Nobody will give him anything. And this bishop takes him in and basically gives him a bed, feeds him, and treats him like a human being. And the thing that struck me most was what he gave him was dignity. He called him Monsieur, which is Mr., right, in our language. He didn't say you, or you prisoner, or you dog, or anything. He called him Sir. And it says in the book, every time he called him Sir, his countenance would light up and his whole visage would change, because it's a reflection of somebody says you have value. That's the thing that attracted me in Coach Carter. He showed those young men that they have value. And they didn't want it. In spite of themselves, he showed them. He forced them to confront the better nature, better angels of their nature. And he made young men out of them. When you can make that kind of a transformation in somebody by being kind, or giving them love, or showing them a facet of themselves that they didn't know they had, showing them that they can be good at something, showing them possibilities, you've changed a life. It's one of the things I like about coming here, because I think in a small way, we together, we contribute to that. I certainly see changes. It gives me chills some night when I think about it. And it's fun. And I think that maybe, at least what I want to do, and I challenge you to do it as well, is to be that person that extends that kind of hand to somebody that might need it. Hey, how you doing today? How you feeling? You look good, Smile at them, just be nice to someone. Anyway, those are my thoughts for today. Thank you for listening.